The nation watched in horror as news broke of a devastating mid-air collision near Reagan National Airport. On the evening of January 29, 2025, an American Airlines passenger jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter collided in the skies above the Potomac River. The unthinkable had happened, shattering the stillness of the evening and sending shockwaves across the country. This marked the first major U.S. commercial airline crash in over 16 years, a grim reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present potential for disaster. The crash brought back chilling memories of past tragedies, etching itself into the national consciousness. Families across the nation held their loved ones close, grappling with the enormity of the event. As investigators rushed to the scene, the nation held its breath, seeking answers amidst the wreckage. The incident served as a stark reminder of the importance of aviation safety and the devastating consequences of its failure. The nation mourned the lives lost, united in grief and disbelief. It was a moment of profound sadness, a collective gasp of pain before the inevitable questions and search for explanations began. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, all eyes turned to the White House, eager for a statement from the president. Breaking his silence, former President Donald Trump, no stranger to controversy, surprised many with his initial response. He expressed condolences for the victims and their families, acknowledging the profound sadness of the event. His words, though measured, offered a glimmer of compassion, a flicker of unity in a time of national mourning. However, this semblance of presidential decorum proved to be short-lived. Trump, known for his impulsive and often inflammatory rhetoric, could not resist the urge to interject his own narrative into the unfolding tragedy. The nation, still reeling from the shock of the crash, braced itself for the inevitable storm that was to follow. Trump's initial display of empathy quickly gave way to familiar territory blame and accusation. He hinted at potential causes, fueling speculation before the dust had even settled. This rapid shift in tone, from somber reflection to pointed insinuation, set the stage for yet another divisive chapter in Trump's tumultuous post-presidency. True to form, Trump wasted no time in injecting his own brand of politically charged commentary into the tragedy. Seizing the opportunity to reignite old grievances, he pointed the finger of blame at diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring practices within the Federal Aviation Administration. Without offering any evidence to support his claims, he implied that these policies, implemented during the Biden administration, had led to a decline in hiring standards, ultimately contributing to the fatal crash. Trump's comments immediately ignited a firestorm of controversy. His critics accused him of shamelessly exploiting a national tragedy to advance his own political agenda, demonstrating a callous disregard for the victims and their families. They argued that his accusations were not only baseless but also deeply offensive to the dedicated professionals within the FAA who work tirelessly to ensure the safety of the nation's airspace. Further fueling the controversy, Trump went on to sign a memorandum aimed at dismantling DEI efforts within the aviation sector. This move was widely seen as a blatant attempt to appease his base and further solidify his grip on the Republican Party. By scapegoating diversity initiatives, he tapped into a vein of resentment and fear, solidifying his position as a champion of a particular segment of the American electorate. As expected, Trump's inflammatory remarks drew swift and sharp condemnation from a wide range of individuals and organizations. Democrats, disability rights advocates, and even some moderate Republicans condemned his comments as being not only factually inaccurate but also deeply insensitive and divisive. Senator Thom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina, expressed concern about Trump's rush to judgment, urging a more cautious approach until a thorough investigation could be conducted. The American Association of People with Disabilities issued a scathing rebuke of Trump's comments, calling them irresponsible, disparaging, and deeply offensive to people with disabilities. They accused him of perpetuating harmful stereotypes and undermining the important progress that had been made in promoting inclusivity and equal opportunity within the aviation industry. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a frequent target of Trump's ire, did not mince words in his response. He called Trump's comments despicable and accused him of lying to the American people. He defended his record at the Department of Transportation, emphasizing his unwavering commitment to safety and his efforts to modernize the nation's infrastructure. As the nation grappled with the tragedy, Trump's words served only to deepen the existing political divides, leaving the country more fractured than ever.